In a small, forgotten town at the edge of a dark forest stood an old house, abandoned for decades. Its last resident, Amira, had vanished mysteriously one rainy night. All that remained inside was dust, silence, and a large antique mirror hanging in the hallway. Years later, a young man named Zion moved into town. He loved collecting old things and restoring them. One day, while exploring an antique shop, he noticed the mirror leaning against the wall. It was tall, framed with black oak, and carved with strange symbols. The shopkeeper warned him, "That mirror? It doesn't like to be moved." Zion laughed it off, bought it anyway, and took it home. That night, he hung it on the wall opposite his bed. At midnight, Zion woke up. The room was silent except for a faint tapping sound. Tap, tap, tap. He turned toward the mirror. His reflection was there, but something was wrong. It was smiling, even though Zion wasn't. He blinked hard. The reflection returned to normal. Probably just his imagination, he thought. But the smile stayed in his mind long after he closed his eyes. The next few nights grew worse. Whenever he walked past the mirror, he could hear faint whispers. Sometimes they called his name. Sometimes they laughed. Once, he swore he saw a shadow move behind him, but only inside the mirror. Determined to prove he wasn't crazy, Zion recorded the mirror on his phone overnight. When he checked the video in the morning, his blood ran cold. At 3:07 a.m., his reflection stood up while he was still sleeping and stared directly at the camera. Then it walked out of the frame. Panicked, Zion tried to get rid of the mirror. He dragged it outside, but when he came back to his room, it was already there, hanging in the same spot. He smashed it with a hammer, but instead of shattering, it rippled like water. From the ripples, a hand reached out and grabbed his wrist. It was cold, pale, and felt alive. Zion screamed, trying to pull away, but the reflection grinned. His own face, twisted and dark, and yanked him into the mirror. The room fell silent. Moments later, the reflection, or whatever was now pretending to be Zion, stepped back out. It looked around the room, smiled at the camera on the table, and whispered, "He's inside."